Hello! Yeah, first IRL video I'm going to do. Now, I might sound a little bit British, but I'm not British, I'm not English, I'm not Scottish, I'm not fucking Welsh, I'm not Irish, none of that bullshit. I'm not fucking American either. I am, in fact, a Dane, which if you hadn't already found out by the Danish flag in my logo, if it's there, I'm not sure, or the constant Danish anime openings that are shit, kinda cringe, do not recommend them. Shit. If you have not found out about that yet, you now fucking know that I'm a Dane. A proper Danish person. Okay, no more about myself. We're going to be talking about the battle and siege of Sedan. And the legendary charge that saved Sedan. Now, what the fuck is Sedan, you might be asking? Well, it's a French city, pretty urbanized, pretty industrialized, and a major supply, military, and railway hub that borders Belgium. Here's a map of it. Sedan, at the start of the war, was a heavily fortified but undermanned and under-equipped area. And to make it worse, the Furries had their eyes dead set on it. Because the Furries' plan it was to, swing around the heavy French defenses that they had on the border with them, and therefore they had to take Sedan. Because if you had noticed already, this is France. This is France. This is Sedan. Sedan is right in the middle, and the thing that is guarding French and Belgian flanks here was the Meuse River, which ran through Belgium, the Netherlands, and France, which would completely fuck over any German assault on it because, well, it's a river, a pretty big one at that, and therefore they couldn't really afford to waste any time crossing the river, taking heavy casualties, and also, actually hit the French flanks. So they decided to take Sedan head on, it was a pretty forested area. So when the Furries declared war on the 2nd, they rushed straight into Belgium and Luxembourg, quickly making Luxembourg surrender and routing multiple Belgian divisions, and launching a head-on assault and encirclement on Sedan. The battle barely even begun, and it just turned into a large siege. One of the most important sieges of the war. And here's how it went. On the 5th, the Furries encircled the city, and on the 7th, they made a head-on assault, the first of many. Now, unlike the French in the city, the Furries had many more batteries and also had heavy artillery. The gamers were barely even using heavy artillery, while the Furries were using a lot of heavy artillery. The powerful Furry horses, which were bred to carry these big old guns, and therefore it did not go so well for the French defenders at first, because the Furry batteries would pummel the French fortifications day and night. Forts, bunkers, trenches were torn to pieces by the Furry guns. However, there was one fort that was not taking any significant damage. Fort Renan, named after a famous French, French person. Fort Renan, Fort Renaud was the most heavily defended and best fortified fort. The fort had some 5,000, that's 5 battalions of French troops defending it, with some 100 guns at their disposal to destroy the Furries when they attacked. Some 1,000 machine guns, ammunition, water, food, and rifle storages were also within this fort, and it was a crucial part of the line. The Furries launched them a huge bombardment from the 10th to the 13th on the fort, focusing over half of their batteries, including the heavy artillery, on this fort alone. The fort with, I mean this, 100 millimeters of steel and 400 millimeters of concrete. The fort held. It was also, good chunk of it was all underground. The most important part of the forts, let's say the ammunition and food storages, were not hit whatsoever for the most part. When they were hit, the shells could not penetrate the thick armor of the fort, and therefore the furries could not do any damage to the major part of the fort. Okay, and then the furries on the 17th launched a huge assault against the gamers, and it was not looking good for the gamers. Despite the dogged defenses of, say, Fort Renault, they were being slowly pushed back from the first, second, and third defense lines right into the city itself. Brutal street-to-street combat ensued, and Fort Renault, the last fort, still having sufficient defenders and supplies to hold off German Furry attack, fought on. The furries assaulted it day and night, but they failed to break through. The furries, however, were given a huge surprise, as the gamers have been planning huge counterattack against the furries as early as the 7th. This attack would be led by the legendary, highly trained, highly equipped, and overall fucking legendary Hog Riders. Yeah, that's right. Hog Riders! Yeah, I'm fucking serious. The Hog Riders. Okay, so if you don't know what the fuck the Hog Riders are, it is these men riding on pigs with their stone hammers. In reality, though, this was just propaganda pictures. That's all we have, unfortunately. And they rode in with guns, anti-tank rifles, which existed at the time, grenades, submachine guns, and all that good shit. It was an elite corps of some 20,000 men, and their 2 divisions were all tasked with saving Sedan with support from 4 infantry divisions. They were the elite of the French cavalry corps, and were to kick some furry ass. On the 21st, as Fort Renault began running out of ammunition, food, and water, and men to defend the fort, and Sedan was increasingly looking lost, the Hog Riders charged. They blew through the furry defenses with everything they had. Not a single French reserve was not on the front line. Everything the gamers had. They threw their cavalry, they threw their pigs, they threw their guns, grenades, they threw everything they had. Everything. The Hog Riders spearheaded the attack, surprising the furries and completely blowing through their front line like they just hit them with a fucking cannon. And the furry artillery was not prepared whatsoever. The gamer railway guns, which were in few numbers, opened fire on the furries, pinning them down, and the infantry divisions also helped pin down the furries. The Hog Riders, 2nd and 1st divisions, reached Sedan and drove the furries completely out of the area surrounding Sedan, encircling 2 divisions and destroying them by the next day. The first were completely taken as prize and were pushed back all the way out of Sedan. Fort Renault was relieved. A captured fort was put under siege, and the Hog Riders suffered 100 casualties. That's right. In the core of 20,000, they suffered 100 casualties. It's not even... Yeah, that's true. 100 dead men. Well, they also had some 200 dead pigs, but we're not going to talk about that. And yeah, that was the siege and battle of Sedan. This was a huge victory for the gamers. They got their now they had unrestricted access to their forts. Fort Sedan was nicknamed the Stone City, since it was, well, basically it was because, you know, because the furries had their they cracked their teeth on it. Basically, that's why, you know, kind of like you pick up a stone and you try and eat it and that goes on your teeth. That's sad, man. Kind of what happened to the Germans. No, sorry, furries. I'm the entire furry second army had been completely destroyed. And most of the supporting elements of the third army had been almost entirely annihilated, while the 35th army had to rush in to stabilize the situation, and some of the Ardennes in Belgium had even been recaptured. The Sedan Corps had held out against superior odds for weeks, multiple weeks, against a superior enemy, superior firepower, more men, better equipment. Basically, the odds were stacked against them so much that it was stupid to resist, but they still resisted and they still won. That's it for this video. It's shit, especially the last video, but I hope you enjoyed it. It is actually a real fucking history coach, because you know why? Because I'm gonna tell you a little secret here. No other channel on YouTube documents Great Furry Gaming War. It's all just footage, but there's no actual shit like this. All right? That's it for this video. See ya.
This is how you eat a Big Mac, nigga. Cuz, what the fuck? D, come on, son, on the fat, son. Come on, son. Damn, son. Come on, cuz.